How serious is this issue? I want to ask you, is this a one-off? Are these both parents a one-off?
It's a very serious issue, and we desperately need to have a policy on it from the government. After Sagarika's case, I've been contacted over the years by scores of parents. I get calls every month from desperate parents, and every time it's the same story. The child has been taken away. Usually they are a young couple with no one. They've just come within the last couple of years to the foreign country. They don't know the language. Even in English-speaking countries, they're not very fluent in English. You know, even though I've been writing about it and going to the government about it, because unless the government steps in, it's impossible to have these children brought back. It's now been 11 years since Sagarika's case, and there's no commitment to this issue. There's no seriousness. The MEA does not seem to see this as you know, its problem. It's just not doing enough to defend our citizens abroad.
Of cultures? Is it that pits Indian parents specifically against these Western child agencies? Is it immigrants? Is it what about white? Are they Norwegians?
They do. The system goes after it goes after everyone except the elite. So you will have native white Christian families also being attacked, but typically they would be on welfare. They wouldn't be very wealthy. They wouldn't be very highly educated or connected.
So poverty is used as an excuse.
No. So what you're looking at is an overzealous system, which is a bully, and which has all the wrong incentives for taking away children, and it also has a really wrong basis for deciding whether children have to be taken away or not. And there's no effective regulation from the judiciary on this state agency. So it's actually a very classic case of a government bureaucracy that is out of control. That's really all it is. And so where it goes is, it goes against people that are the least able to fight back. And this is how immigrants get caught up. So there is a lot of discrimination and bad attitudes, because all of these are run, all of these care workers and social workers, they're people who've probably never traveled out of the province where they live, let alone come to a colored country. They have absolutely no awareness of anything, and they are taught a very rigid doctrine about how traditional families are oppressive, how the male dominates and is violent, and and then that violence so keeps transmitting from the mother to the child. And so with all of this insularity, these racist attitudes, and this very, very suspicious attitude towards a parent, you come in there and you're an immigrant, or you have any other difference from the mainstream, you become extremely vulnerable to the system. And that's what you're seeing.
So again, I want to ask you this whole cultural differences, right, in parenting. You have that book, Bringing Our Baby by Pamela Druckerman, which is a lovely laugh. I mean, it's a humorous book which talks about an American mother being in Paris, writing about how there are cultural differences. This is obviously much more serious, because you have children taken away from parents based on that. Is that what this is about? Because
no, like I said, it's not just that. Okay, first I want to make it very clear to everyone in Norway, and hello to all my friends and colleagues in Norway who've been so excited about this film, and some of them have even flown here to watch the film. The film is sold out in Oslo 4 days before it was released, and I keep getting calls from Norwegians asking me to tell the distributor to have it shown in their city. Okay, so obviously there is an issue here. That's why there's so much interest even from Norwegians for the film. And what we have to understand is that child services will use whatever it can against you. If you happen to be an immigrant, you don't know the language, and your ways of your demeanor is very different from the mainstream, that is also used against you. But there are other things. If you're a single mother with no family to help you out and you're white, that will be used against you. So what I'm saying is that what we are fundamentally looking at is that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This is a bureaucracy that's out of control, and it's attacking anyone whom they can peg something on. It's just much more believable in the system for someone who's never encountered foreign cultures to believe bad things about these people. And and we have the documents in Sagarika's case. I'm happy to read to you. It says that Abhigyan doesn't have a bed. It says that the whole environment in the home around meal times looks like force feeding, and that she's always putting food into his mouth. And and then they say, then the report goes on, now that he's in foster care, he's eating on his own and he's sleeping in his own bed. So I don't know how the Norwegian ambassador can write in our paper saying that these were not the reasons. This is what the documents say. And if he's not misleading the Indian public, it means that like all runaway bureaucracies, his officials are not telling him the truth about what this case was about. But I have a grudge against you as well, Sarah, because why is it that we are allowing the Norwegian authorities to frame this issue? We are now 10 years from the point when Sagarika has got her children back. She has proven herself. She has not been a dangerous mother. The children are doing well. She's proven herself not to be stable.
Right.
So why, no, 1 second. So why are we talking about what the Norwegians said about her 10 years ago? The question is, how are you going to justify your decision to permanently separate this mother and children when she's been so great for them? That's the question that we should be asking.